Welcome back to a brand new episode of NH Unscripted, you lucky listeners. You know the drill. I got my Nehru jacket on, my bell-bottom pants, and my platform shoes, dating back to the 70s. Yeah, I kept them. You know, I was looking pretty cool back then. Your job is to kick back on the waterbeds, light the incense fire up those lava lamps, and get ready to enjoy yourselves. We have a burner today. I've been waiting so long for this one. Before we get too deep, you'll be listening to us 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com happens to be our URL. I'll tell you a little bit more about what goes on out there later. Oh, I need to thank my sponsor. We are so proud to have the law offices of Shaheen Gordon as a sponsor of NH Unscripted. They do incredible work over there. They are all over the state. Concord, Peterborough, Keene, even in Hawaii. You believe that? That is crazy. But I guess if you have to have a satellite office somewhere, worst place is in Hawaii, I'll tell you that. Yeah, you also put it down. Write it down on your magnet. Put it on your fridge. Put it with your legal paper. ShaheenGordon.com is their URL. ShaheenGordon.com, because everybody should know a good lawyer. That just is a little life lesson right there. Maybe one time I needed one. Yeah. 603-614-5560 is their phone number. Going to get them in here a couple of months to chat a little bit about some of the stuff going on out there. It gets a little heated. Everyone should know a good lawyer. Anyway, it's summertime. It is summertime. That means cookouts. That means barbecues. In the house is Big Dog Sauce Company. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Ray?
I'm late, obviously. I might as well just get that over with. I am late, and I apologize for that.
That's right. He hung me out to dry. That's all right. Yeah, really.
What is happening over there lately? I'm so glad because, and I don't mean to interrupt. I asked you a question and I just interrupt, but we wanted to kind of get in here and get you in on a monthly basis where we can talk about tips and stuff that people can follow and things, recipes and all that stuff. So what's hot on your table?
Wow. What's hot on my table?
Yes, sir.
Everything's hot on our table. We got, we've been busy.
Yeah.
It's been, since you and I spoke last, we opened up a brand new brick and mortar store up in Hillsborough.
Saw that.
And it's been hopping. And, between that and then the summer events and the cookouts and the contests and the vendor fairs, and we've been smoking.
All right. So before we go too far, why don't you introduce yourselves, tell us what you do for the company, if you work for the company or whatever, and then I want to get into some of these details about what you've been up to.
Well, first of all, I'm going to pawn it off to you first, Brian. I'll let you introduce yourself, and I got a partner here, and he's going to be my co-host.
All right. So I'm Brian Bowman. I'm the pitmaster for Hot Mess Barbecue.
I love that term.
Hot Mess Barbecue NH.com is our URL. So I've got a bit of a unique team. I've been doing competitive barbecue for about 2.5 years.
I'm going out there right now.
Have been, and my team is really, my team is made up of myself, an ex-chef, and a bunch of 25 to 30-year-olds. So we got a very young team. It's my daughter's friends, but we arguably have the largest team in the region in terms of the number of people to compete with. But I started with my nephew, Danny Kimball, from 16 Mesh, based out of Whitman, Mass. And so we do competitive barbecue. I've done barbecue for a long, long time. Danny kind of got me started looking into it, doing the competitive side of it, and just love it. Absolutely love it. It's exciting. It's fun. It's a lot of hard work, but we turn out a lot of really good food.
Oh, man, we're going to have a lot of chatting to do today. Dan, please.
Well, my name is Dan Lloyd, and I am the co-owner and CEO of Big Dog Sauce Company. We are based in Hillsborough, New Hampshire, and I've partnered with my wife Phyllis and my other partner Mike Diamond, who is kind of the man behind the scene. He does all the he's that man behind the curtain type of thing. He does all your e-commerce and your tech support.
So you're the beautiful face. He's like the...
I would say my wife's the beautiful face. I just follow her lead. So, but yeah, we make an all-natural premium sauce company. Our premium sauces and spices, and currently we got 8 sauces, and we got 4 rubs, and we got this weekend we semi-launched, but it's not available to the public. We launched Caribbean rum into the public this weekend.
Did you say Caribbean rub?
Rum.
I was afraid. I thought you said that, but I didn't want to let... Andrew, did you hear that, baby?
Yeah, Caribbean rum.
Dang.
It was well received, and it was our chance to test market.
Yeah.
And get feedback from people, and so the feedback was good, and we're going to go ahead and roll with it. So we'll get it up to the University of Maine here in the next couple weeks, and get it submitted so we can start the process and hopefully have it ready to go before winter.
Yeah. How long does it actually? I got a million questions. How long does it take from the idea to actual marketing for a product? A couple of months, a year?
We kind of averaged it out. It's about 120 days.
Yeah.
So it's not
That's not too bad.
Really is not bad as long as you can get past the first hurdle. So the first hurdle is a tough one. So you get a bottle and you got to make it and you got to send it off to the University of Maine. At that point, they have to process it. They have to test the pH level, the water level. And like any government facility, they're back behind and behind in their schedule. So yeah,
What a surprise!
so it takes 6 to 8 weeks to come back to us. If it hits the pH level and everything's the way they want it, they give you your blessing. If they don't, back to the drawing board, and you have to resubmit the product to them. And they have it accelerated, but it still could take another 2 to 4 weeks. So it's a process. And then, of course, you've got to co-pack, and then you got to do test batches. So it's about 120 days, excuse me.
So when you say they're testing it for pH, is that the only thing they're really testing it for? Is that why pH? Is that so it doesn't turn moldy? What's going on there?
So what happens is the sauce, when you bottle it, can create botulism inside the mold, spores. Yeah. And if it doesn't have the correct pH level, what's going to happen is that the sauce will sour fast, and it won't become safe to eat.
Yep.
So we have to be able to, in order to have the pH level where it needs to be, which is like a 4.5 or below, what happens is it'll create spores and just not good to eat. And we have to get this way we can create a year or 2 year or 3 year shelf life on a product. So all our products are 2 years.
When you say they're premium, what are you using as a judgment for that? Is it just like not necessarily organic, but
no, it's not organic. But when you say premium, I'm not buying. We're not using regular old ketchup, right?
Yeah.
We're using a ketchup with all natural ingredients in it. So we may get onions, and they may come from a local farm, and we get tomatoes. They come from a local farm. So everything that we bring in. As much as possible comes locally sourced.
Yeah.
So we cut out a lot of the middleman, and our co-packer, who's based in Massachusetts, he'll go down to the Boston public market, and he'll get product right from the farmer right there.
Nice.
Now, some stuff we can't. Mango is not a native item to New England. Go figure. So we have to source it through a distributor here in New England, and we have to bring it in. But if we do, it's mango that's not, there's no additives, there's no preservatives, there's no food color. It's the natural sugars that are in there. There's nothing added to it. So, we pay a little bit more for that. Yeah. But, yeah.
So when you create a formula, correct me if I'm wrong, but I had heard that if you're just making a batch on your stove, when you escalate that to a larger degree, that can change. Those ratios can change. Is that true? Oh, hang on.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it.
So there's the first block done. How is that even possible? Oh, I knew I wanted to get out of bed today. You were listening to NH Unscripted, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans. Yes. I know you're out there walking around getting some exercise. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester, and NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Big Dog Sauce is in the house, along with HotMess.com. Oh, we got questions for them. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, where everything is beautiful. That makes me your Ray Stevens-like host, Ray Dudley, coming to you from the bunkers of the WKXL studios in Concord, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester, and we are talking barbecue. Oh my God, I swear I've died and gone to heaven. First, before we go too far into a lot of the questions I have, how did the marriage between Big Dog Sauce and Hot Mess come about?
I'll take that.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
So we did the Bacon and Beer Fest in Manchester, or in Merrimack, the Budweiser plant, about two years ago. And so we were competing there. We were doing the People's Choice. We ended up in third place in People's Choice. Walking around looking at the vendors, ended up coming across Big Dog, and had stopped. And my team first went there and said, "You got to go taste their sauces and their rubs. It's amazing." So then I went over, ended up talking to Dan, and he was just introducing a new sauce, the Colorado Green sauce. And so he let me taste that, and we hit it off right away. So we both have a bit of a background in Colorado. So the sauce that he did was what I grew up with. So that's kind of where we started. Always looking for a good premium quality flavor. And so we tried a bunch of his stuff, and we use it in 3 or 4 of our meats now. So that's kind of where it started.
When you wanted to talk about the term premium.
Yes.
So what did that mean to you?
So when I look at sauces, I think about premium sauce and premium rubs.
Yeah.
I know the consistency and the quality is the same from bottle to batch whenever he's producing different batches.
Okay.
So that's important when you're doing backyard barbecue, but especially when you're doing competition, you got to make sure your flavor profile is the same every single time. So that's where the premium part of it and me loving Dan's sauces and rubs comes into play for us, in that it's very consistent. We know what we're getting, and we know how to make it a little bit stronger, a little bit weaker, based on the quality of the product.
So besides those factors that that it's consistent, why do you like his over somebody else? Is it just there's some background ingredient that you just really like a nutmeg or a cinnamon or some kind of is it something like that?
Good question. A lot of it depends on where you're using the sauce or the rub. And the reason that we landed on his was because his Champion rub, as a good example. It's a very good, straightforward, generic rub. It's got a little bit of heat, but it's got a really good flavor profile throughout the whole taste of the whole thing, from the beginning to the end, throughout the whole process. So that's why we liked his. I've tried dozens of others. You look at my kitchen, I got a wall full of rubs. And so we've tried a bunch of different ones. And that's what I liked about Big Dog's sauces, is they're very consistent, and they give you, sometimes they're, like the habanero, the mango habanero, and people just look at habaneros, oh, it's way too hot for me, it's too spicy. But you taste it and you get that hint of it. But you get the mango with it, and they offset each other really well. So that's what we like about Dan's sauces, is he blends everything together really well, so that you can you get a little bit of everything, but it's not like completely overpowering. Because a lot of the habanero sauces, it is way too hot. So
when are you looking for a product that does like all meats, or this is my ignorance about the competition. I love watching. When COVID hit, I hate to be, but I was one of those people who's just like riveted to the competitions that you would see on YouTube and stuff at that point. But are you looking for? Do you need one rub or one sauce to do all meats, or do you target it to be like pork as opposed to beef? And
in the competition circuit, we tend to target for the flavor profiles that we want.
Okay.
So chicken is very different than everything else. So chicken, you can't have like an overpowering flavor on it because you'll just completely drown it out, and it will take up all that flavor. Whereas when you get to something like brisket, you can't use the same rub on chicken, which you would probably tend to want sweeter, or the ribs you want to be sweeter. You go to brisket and you want the salt and pepper flavor of it. You don't want a sweet flavor. So from those, you kind of separate them out and look for different flavor profiles for the different types of meats.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your team, if you would.
So, yes. So, again, I started with 16 Mesh, my nephew Danny Kimball from Whitman, Mass. So he kind of got we started. I went with them. The first competition I cooked with them, we took a beautiful, beautiful Wagyu brisket and kind of burnt it.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
We weren't learning, and so
hurts.
we're like, okay, and it was all my fault and Danny's father's fault. It was our fault because we were on the night shift. So, but anyway, I competed with them throughout that year and a good part of the next year. We went to the American Royal Championships in Kansas City. 505 barbecue teams on the inside of the racetrack.
Teams. 500 teams.
500 teams. Just incredible experience. They went to the Jack Daniels World Championships 2 years ago as well. So anyway, so we got to the end of that, and towards the off season, my daughter approached me, and of course, since I do barbecue, I've been cooking at home, and I'll cook every weekend if I could. My biggest problem is I have nobody to give the food to.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, he did.
It is a sacrifice.
Wait. You looking me right in the face, and you're saying you can't find a place to give away food. Wow, that's a beautiful award, by the way.
That's his award.
Oh my! Yeah, so
those on radio where I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Is that first prize? I can't see.
No, that's is that yesterday's?
The rookie. No, that's
So last year was our first full year.
Yeah.
So we were the Northeast Barbecue Champion, rookie team of the year. Man, so in the Northeast for the Northeast Barbecue Society, or NEBS, is made up of effectively New York, some of New Jersey north. So
I get their magazine.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, my daughter approached us and said, "Hey, and I had cooked for her friends. We want to start our own barbecue team." And I'm like, okay,
Wow.
when I'm not cooking with Hot Mess, I'm cooking with 16
Did
Mesh.
that bring a tear to your eye?
I'm like, yes, you're my daughter. I love you. It's great. So anyway, so that's what we started. I said, I'm not going to put any commitments on you guys, but whenever you can make it, and if you can make it, then great. So we ended up with, 3 couples. Yeah. They're all 25 to 30-year-olds, so they're whatever that is, Gen X or whatever generation that is. And then one of the daughter's father was an ex-chef, and he's like, "Hey, I want to come help." I'm like, "I'll always take an ex-chef as a help." And then my son jumped in whenever he moved back from Pittsburgh. So that's our team. And depending on what weekend, we have 4 or 5 or all 9 of us. And most barbecue teams in the competition circuit are 2, maybe 3 people.
Dang.
So they look at us and go, "How did you, as the pitmaster, manage this many people?"
Wow.
And we're like, "Oh, it's easy. We're just organized. Everybody has their chores. We know what we do. So we have fun. We're not hardcore. We're not looking to win the world championships, but we want to put out good barbecue and win things like that."
No,
but it would be nice.
Yes, it would.
I wouldn't turn it down.
That's a little side point there.
But yeah. So in some of the teams that I look at the teams like Humphreys, which we'll talk about in a little bit. They've been cooking for 15, 20 years. And so a lot of these teams that are at the top of the game have been cooking for 10 plus years. And we got the NEBS Rookie Team of the Year. I'm like going, "Hey, I like this."
Yeah,
it is nice to win.
Was it?
It's
Yeah.
nice to win.
No kidding. Let's get into the nuts and bolts a little bit.
Yeah.
What are you using to cook on, and what do you use for wood? And give us all that kind of stuff.
So So when I started, we started with a custom built smoker, and it was wood, and that was what Danny used. What 16?
You had someone build you a smoker.
So he built his own smoker.
He did.
So that's and when we started, it was a wood fired smoker.
Quarter-inch steel or what?
Oh no, he used a great big air drum,
Okay, yeah.
an air tank, and he built. His base, the heat comes in from the bottom, and it's two pieces of a truck, of a semi truck. So that's where he built it all. It's the picture is incredible. So we started with that. That was stick, right?
Okay.
So effectively, there's three kinds of burners. There's a stick burner, which is what you think it would be. There's charcoal, and there's pellet.
Okay.
Okay. So we started with that. So my team, we started with an offset grill, which is charcoal. And drums. They're called ugly drum smokers.
I have one.
Oh, awesome.
I do. I love it.
So I have two drums that I built out of kits. And so we started with those. And my team promptly told me that if I ever returned with the offset smoker, that they would disown me. Now, at home, I had always cooked with a big green egg and a Traeger. And it was a little Traeger. So I'm like, let's do pellets. They're really easy to do. Yeah. I can set it, and I can maybe sleep a little bit at night.
Yeah.
Because with a stick burner, you have to put a log on every 45 minutes. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I'm just too old for that. So anyway,
hang on, Brian. I knew this was going to fly. I knew it, son of a gun. Stuck right there, son of a gun. You are listening to NH Unscripted. Yeah, you know you're lucky. I know you're feeling lucky. It is summertime, baby. Summertime. Our show is kind of like Sky Pilot. That makes me your Eric Burden-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Hollywood Square-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL, and we are happily talking barbecue. Be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. Surely you can hear the smile on my face. Come on. This is a great day. Yeah, we are here to light your fire in many different ways. That makes me your Jose Feliciano-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Gong Show-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. We love you, folks. We're talking barbecue. Brian, I interrupted you.
Yeah.
I asked you about what you're cooking on.
Yeah, as I said, I had two drums. I made two ugly drum smokers. I built them out of kits. Loved them. The flavor is fantastic because it's charcoal cooking. It's direct fire cooking. But effectively, when you're doing a competition, you have four meats that are on the grill at the same time, on the smoker at the same time. So there's not enough surface area. So I started looking around. I was using my Traeger for our ribs, and we still today use our Traeger and the pellet grill for our ribs, which we love. It's just very consistent. But I needed a bigger smoker. So I went out and one of the other adventures that we went on is we went to the Dallas World Food Championships with 16 Mesh and competed as a barbecue team in the dessert competition.
What?
Because Danny's wife, Kristen, is a fantastic dessert maker. So,
does she have problems giving it away too?
No, she doesn't. As a matter of fact.
Dang.
So,
all right,
so anyway, and they had a barbecue. They had a live wire one there as well. So we went out and talked about a bunch of the teams, and I came across these guys who were using Green Mountain grills, and they're a Midwest. They're a Southern grill. Or Southern smoker. So I talked to them and started asking why. They've been competing forever. So they ended up, they convinced me that Green Mountain grills are good grills to use with. So I'm like, okay, if I'm going to buy, I needed to buy a bigger smoker. So I looked at all the standard ones that are out there, all the standard ones, the competition ones. Traeger's got really nice top of the line. Weber had just come out with their own type of pellet grills. And their second rev is much better, but there's also Rectex and there's the Green Mountain grills. Those are kind of from a traditional pellet smoker. So I went and found a local vendor because you can only buy Green Mountain grills from vendors, from direct, from their distributors.
Got you.
You can't go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get them. So I went and bought Prime 2.0 Green Mountain Grill. It's a pellet smoker, and it turns out fantastic brisket. I do my brisket and my chicken on that at the same time. So.
How big is it?
It's 36, 40 inches.
Oh, okay.
And it's 24 inches deep.
Got you.
It's 48 wide and 24 deep.
And you use that in competition?
Yeah, using
You
competition.
do?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So so I have 2 racks. I pimped it out, so I have 2 racks, so I can cook. This weekend I did 3 briskets and 16 chicken thighs on it at the same time.
3 briskets on that 36-inch. Wow.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
it's incredibly well built, good technology. That's part of the reason I like. It's really heavy.
Yeah.
So
good airflow and all that.
Yeah. Very consistent. They're using new software technology to keep the pellets flowing. So it makes it. I can set it at 275, and it'll stay at 275 for 48 hours.
Yeah, I love
So
pellets
that's
for that
awesome.
reason.
Yeah, exactly.
It used to be laughed at if you thought about pellets, right? You'd be like joked right out of the tournament. I mean, my God.
I mean, there's with charcoal you do get more of a smoke flavor, but the way I cook the brisket, you can tell looking at it the difference between a pellet grill and a charcoal grill, or a smoker. So that's what we use. And then I ended up getting a small Rectech for the house because my Traeger goes to competition. So it's so I've got everything. I also have a Weber. So I'm told that I have too many, but I don't think that's possible.
No, it's not. It's not. It's like shoes for women.
Yes, exactly. You only wear one pair at a time. Well, I have to cook on multiple smokers.
There you
so
go.
I have to
There
have
you go.
You got 2 feet.
Yeah. So when pellets,
Yes.
Do you have a preference to flavor profile?
I absolutely do. So I've tried with my Traeger over the last 10 years. I've tried everybody's pellets.
Yeah.
Lots of different ones. I started with Traeger because I bought
garbage.
a Traeger. Yeah. So Bear Mountain is one that they have really good. They're the regional. They're up in this area. There's one called Lumberjack.
Okay.
And in reading about it and understanding it, a lot of the teams will use Lumberjack. And Lumberjack, what I've found is the Lumberjack competition blend is the best one to use for things like brisket and pork because it gives it good flavor, it gives it more smoke, and it burns a lot more consistently. One of the things you struggle with pellets is how much ash is left over. And some of them you get a lot of ash. You got to clean it out every single time, which is a pain.
I know.
So I've also heard that generic brands for some of the from some of the big box stores are actually pretty good.
Really?
They're rebranded.
I would not
There's
have
only
guessed that.
so many pellet makers in the world, apparently.
Oh.
So the one that I prefer is Lumberjack. They also have a charcoal pellet, which is a black pellet. So it gives you a lot more smoke flavor.
Oh,
coming
that's
through it.
interesting. Charcoal pellet.
Yeah. So, and sometimes I'll mix them together.
Do you tend to lean towards like mesquite or hickory? I hate mesquite. I hate to say that.
I think mesquite's too strong
For me, yeah, I'm
So
with you on that one.
we tend to go with, if I'm going to do any blend, it's going to be a hickory blend.
Yeah.
If I'm depending on what I'm doing, if I'm doing chicken or turkey or something like that, then I'll use either a cherry or I like a maple too, because it just gives it just enough of a maple flavor. So it's the fruit woods are really what you use a lot from a pellet or from a flavor standpoint.
Yeah.
They give it a much more subtle flavor. And a cherry, you choose something like a cherry.
Yeah.
It also gives it has the smoke it doesn't look red, but it gives the meat a little bit of a red tint, which is kind of nice sometimes.
Especially on ribs. Oh my God.
Yes, see, exactly. Ribs, that's what you want.
No
You want that flavor and
kidding.
that profile.
Yeah, baby. Dan, do you make a special rub for him, or the rubs that he uses? They're just anyone can get them.
Nothing in particular for Brian himself and their teams. All our stuff is available to any team.
Yeah.
Barton, we can talk about this after we get, at some point down the road. But we are working together in collaboration for a sauce.
Yeah. Oh.
Which we can. I don't want to put anything out. I don't want to say anything to anybody.
It's just us,
but
Dan.
it's just us and a couple million people. That's okay. But we do, and we are looking at. We've had some requests for some private labels.
Yeah, I'll
and, I may consider that. So, but at this point, nothing is for any one particular team or person or
Yeah.
anything like that.
What's your number one seller?
Oh boy. Well, it was the mango habanero until the prime time came around, and our prime time's our steak sauce, which you had, and that's the one you really liked, I think. But after this weekend, I really think the Caribbean rum's going to be right up there once this thing launches. It is so good. It's made with real pineapple, and so the feedback I got this weekend was incredible. But right now, it's prime time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what we use. We use it. It's from a sauce. We use as prime time and as champion rub.
Yeah. Do you, when you're cooking, do you, obviously, how do I phrase this? Do you, less is more for you? For instance, when you go, do you want more smoke to hit it before you've seasoned it or like after you've?
So you definitely don't want too much smoke. I'm also a KCBS, Kansas City Barbecue Society certified judge.
Yeah.
And I've tasted brisket with all you taste is smoke. It's all smoke.
Yeah.
So and they generally say
acrid, right?
Yeah, and you can get bad smoke. Absolutely get bad smoke. So you want that flavor. Smoke is just another flavor profile you add to the meat. If you think about it that way, then that's what, and smoke tends to go into the meat only in the first hour to 2 hours. After that, it doesn't matter. So, so you want to control that smoke, and then along with that, the rubs and the sauces. That's how you build the other profiles. So if you have one that's way too strong or way off, then your meat's going to taste off a little bit. So
Interesting. So it's summertime. I mean, unless you want, we'll get into dates for you coming up in the next block there. But any tips for the backyard guys that are out there working away on their grills?
Don't be afraid to experiment. Have fun.
Oh, what a great point.
It's
absolutely.
The only way you're going to find out, and don't try to compare yourself to the TV shows that you watch, because
I might have watched a few.
There's a lot of people that try to imitate what they're doing.
Yeah.
And these people that are have been doing this for years. And there's a total different it's a totally different monster competition in backyard barbecue.
Yeah.
It's night and day. It really, really is. The competition team is creating stuff for judges to be able to, we'll talk about it when we get back.
Yeah, it's a great point. It's a great point. All right. I told you that we're both right through this hour. You are listening to NH Unscripted. We are your hurdy-gurdy man, baby. That makes me your Donovan-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. My God, it's cavernous in here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. And yeah, we only got one block left. I knew we'd go right through this. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. I know you get your bibs on now. I know that for sure. Yeah, baby, we are gentle on your mind. That makes me your Glenn Campbell-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the YMCA-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I can smell the pool chlorine all the way over here. Anyway, we're talking barbecue. Gentlemen, let's get some more. You give us your websites one more time, and then we'll get into some dates.
Big Dog Sauce website is just bigdogsauce.com.
Thank you.
And you can link right to our Facebook on there, too.
Perfect.
And Instagram.
Perfect. Brian?
And we're Hot Mess Barbecue NH, hotmessbbqnh.com.
All right.
You can find us on Facebook as well.
And what's coming up for you, gentlemen?
So there's one of the nice things about what's happening now in the New England, I'll speak to New England because that's where we're at, more specifically, is a lot more competitions are happening in the summer this year than in the past. So
Open to the public kind of stuff? Or are they...
No,
Okay.
it depends on the event. And we'll
Okay.
talk about this weekend's event, and Dan can talk a little bit about that. Some of them are open to the public, some of them are not. So it really kind of depends on how it's organized around the competition. So there's basically every other weekend there's a competition. So,
Really? Basically every weekend?
Yeah. So it's gotten a lot more. If you go to other places in the world like Texas, they have 10, 20 competitions every weekend. Every weekend. God. So, and part of the reason that we welcome and see our Texas friends visiting us from down south. So probably the two biggest ones that I would talk about is there's one coming up in August in Hiram, Maine, called Cora Cares, and all the competitions that I know of in the region are they do the competition, but it's for a benefit.
Oh,
it's for a nonprofit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Cora Cares does a whole bunch of different things, and it's to go benefit hospitals. I don't know if they focus on children's hospitals.
So is this like the entry fees go?
Yeah,
to this?
part of the entry fees go to it. They also have on Saturday they have a rib competition, and they sell all the extra ribs.
Oh, man.
So as a competitor, when I'm cooking ribs, I cook three racks. A lot of teams will cook 6 racks, and you turn in 6 bones. So you end up with all these extra ribs. So what they do is they take them and they auction them off.
Oh, that's smart.
To the public and to the competitors, and they'll auction them off based on 10th place through first place.
Oh,
They'll do all the
man.
teams, but so all that money goes directly to the hospitals.
And that's open to
they
the
support.
public.
Yes.
So
that
that's
one
a
is
public
good
thing,
example.
so-
It's absolutely.
They come in and they just auction the ribs off. And
Yeah.
all that money goes right up there. So it's
Yeah. So
And-
that's really cool.
yeah. And then you got Connecticut.
Yeah. So there's one coming up in Connecticut in September that we're trying to decide whether we're going to go to, and it's put on by a team called Two Little Pigs. And generally you have a team that sponsors it, and the one at Cora is sponsored by Humphreys Smokers. And Dan will go into Humphreys in just a little bit. So the one in Connecticut is sponsored by them. I forget what they're donating to. Gosh,
I don't remember.
I just spaced it out because I talked to them for a while about it. But anyway, so they're again donating to a nonprofit. So those are the two big ones that we're looking at from our team. But there are many others happening around. I know there's 3 or 4 others in Connecticut. I don't know about the New York. There's a big one this weekend in New York in Port Jervis. A big one in that it's going to be 40 to 50 teams. So if they should get that, and it'll be the biggest one in New England.
Man,
Yeah, that's and that's where we're going to be.
That's yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to be there this weekend. That's the Grand American, what is it called? The Grand American Barbecue World Championship. And so that is really an elite group of people. It's not just any barbecue team that can show up. The teams that are there are either grand champions or grand reserve champions.
What?
So the people that took first and second in the competitions in the last 2 years or so are eligible to go to this. So it's in Port Jervis, New York. So it's about 4.5 hours from here. And it's open to the public. And they got a bunch of public events. We're going to be down there as a vendor. But it's a pretty elite bunch of people. It's
No
a big group.
kidding.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting decent food at least, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are these like one-day affairs, or are they like whole weekends?
They tend to be whole weekends
Yeah.
up here.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They'll be
usually-
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday, so sometimes we have what we call 2-meat competitions or 2-day competitions where day one they do the chicken, the pork, the beef, and the whatever it may be.
2 ribs. Yeah.
Two ribs,
They're
right.
Chicken and ribs. Yeah.
Chicken, ribs, pork, beef, and then they do that on day one, and then they do it all again on day 2.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, and then sometimes there's not 2 days, but day one is usually if it's a 2-day competition, day one is usually like a people's choice.
Got you.
So this weekend we did the CBA. We had the Big Dog Sauce Triple Crown Championship this weekend, and this weekend we sponsored it. And Saturday was People's Choice, and then Sunday was the regular competition for the teams. Now, anybody could enter into anybody that the teams are can sign up to do the People's Choice.
Yeah.
So, you may get 8, 9 teams that volunteer to come in and do People's Choice, and it's exactly what it is. What do you want to make?
Yeah.
Right. For us, we made the Caribbean pork. We had one team that made burnt ends and
Pork
we had
belly burnt
pork
ends.
bellies.
Oh God!
And then we had another team that did,
You're killing me.
one team that did like it's like a
Wonton.
It's wonton.
Yeah.
They made it in wonton bowls and pork and coleslaw, and
That's
it was
brilliant.
so good. Yeah.
Oh man.
So it's a fun weekend, and I'm proud to say Saturday we had a great time. We didn't win it, but we had we had a 2 Little Pigs barbecue. Took the first place in there. They did use our blackberry and our champion seasoning. So a lot of the teams still
On their winning product?
on their winning product.
That was the pork belly burnt ends.
Yeah, that was pork.
So
Yeah.
they were to
Pork
die
belly
for.
burnt ends. Oh man.
And then Sunday we had the regular competition.
yeah.
So we had 15 teams, and they all competed. It was an auto the jack. So the team that wins the weekend can then punch their ticket right to the Jack Daniels Invitational in Tennessee.
No kidding.
And this year, we had a smoking team. They were just totally on point. So the Humphreys Barbecue
Yeah.
out of Maine.
Yeah.
They won
Don't
it this
know them, but I'm
weekend.
gonna have to look them up.
You got to look them up. They do the Humphrey Smokers.
Yeah.
So they got a shop. They're a New England-made product,
Excellent.
and they're right out of there. But
Are they offset cookers? What are they? But
No, they're box cookers.
Got you.
So charcoal in the bottom, and their design is the charcoal the flow comes out the outside. It comes around the outside. It comes down through the top. Ooh. They're very, very good, very consistent. So
they took the grand champion, and then 16 mesh, which we were just talking
Yep.
about. They took the reserve. So they
Nice.
both did very, very well this weekend. And then, of course, we had the big dog part of it, the Triple Crown Championship, which actually, when we talked about it last time we met, it encompassed Vermont, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire. So the qualifier was you have to compete in all 3 weekends.
okay.
It's based on points. However well you do in the CBA competition, those 3 weekends, it's just a running total. So the final team at the end of the third leg,
So they're getting scored on, but they're getting points.
they're getting points
Got ya.
just like they would on a normal. So however well they did that weekend is the points that carry over to our standings.
Yeah.
So all 3 weekends was accumulative. So the pinnacle was yesterday, and Humphreys then also took first place. It was really close. I mean, there was like 20 points between first and third or fourth.
Yes,
yeah,
first and third.
it was like 20 points. So
Yeah.
anybody could have won it. It was really, really that close.
So when we're talking winning a competition, is it a specific meat or just overall cooking?
So what they do is it's both. Okay, so they'll do first through whatever place for chicken,
Yeah.
ribs, pork, butt, and brisket.
Okay.
And then they'll do overall. So when Dan's talking about grand champion,
Yeah.
it's the overall.
That's
so,
impressive,
So you have
man.
to do good in all
Oh,
4
my
meets
God.
to win it to be the grand champion.
So what we did
What
was,
is-
as a sponsor, the winning team got a knife and then got that belt buckle.
Man, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I knew we'd run out of time,
Yeah.
and dag nabbit, we did. Guys, we got to get you back in. This has to be so regular.
Absolutely.
You can do that.
I love you guys. You are listening to NH Unscripted. Yeah, probably wondering what you're doing tonight. That makes me your Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Car 54 leg digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. Yeah, some of you may remember the old Tootie Muldoon. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. Can you guys give me your URLs real quick?
HotMessBarbecueNH.com.
And BigDogSauce.com.
Yes! We'll see you next time. A lot of questions.